Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Yeah, haven't seen her for a while. Back in the jungle yet again.
I mean, the nerf is substantial, but it's not an unplayable champion, right? I mean, much more power on this champion still than, say, the Olaf, for example.
And now Fredit BRION all just walk on over, and we've got 5 people fighting for the Rift Herald. Should mean that Gumayusi does get himself even more of an advantage on the bottom side of the map. Fredit BRION certainly putting a lot of eggs into this Herald basket, as it looks like T1 don't want to give this one up without a fight, as Umpty secures it. And he is going to be pulled back. There's the Encore as well. Gets a fair bit of value as now Umpty gets back, gets the heal from Henna, and makes it to relative safety. Closer is now eliminated as the Emperor's Divide is put forward. First Blood going over to the Thresh, as there's the flash out from Zay, as you saw Henna trying to get to that wall to flash over, but isn't quite able to.
Gumayusi gets...
Oh, Carrier, can he actually get that money for himself? The answer is absolutely yes. And now Hoya should be able to try and challenge, as the hook is going to connect. And there we go. Goodbye. 1-for-1 trade there, but getting rid of Umpty, probably more valuable than getting rid of Pike. Heck yeah.
Yeah, and he can end up doing a lot later on in the game, damage-wise, in some of these team fights too, with the CC that T1 has. There's a lot of potential.
That's heal and flash out from Gumayusi, is now Carrier coming on over. Looks for the Bone Skewer. It is actually going to go over to Delight, who gets a double flash. Flash out there from Owner as well, as Carrier now having to create position. As Hoya's teleported in, Gumayusi's well and truly dead as Umpty grabs that one. A playback onto Closer as well, who's completely separated from his team. A beautiful hook from Delight and a double kill for the Fredit BRION jungler. I don't know what Umpty had for breakfast this morning, but it must have been good.
And this was a great bait from Fredit BRION as well. Like, they knew, okay, we've already gotten Gumayusi's flash and his heal. Now we're going to make this trade happen because we have teleport.
Oh, Bone Skew was good.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Rift Herald, though, is going to come down to try and deliver.
This actually could be way more kills, too.
Yeah, flash underneath the turret. They just eliminate the Graves, as now Carrier finds himself on the wrong side of his base. Another double kill. Unofficial Quadra at the start of this game. Can it be the unofficial pentakill at 11 and a half minutes?
Insane here. And like, you have the Rift Herald. You get those. You're going to get those. I don't know what else to say. T1 looked defeated, Zaya's head in his hands. We're not even 12 minutes into this game, we aren't. And, you know, they could have won that series, but now we're looking at maybe an 0-2.
Oh my god, hooks him out of the air, and Carrier is destroyed. Gumayusi wanting to try and catch up with him, but the damage has already been done. There's the Super Mega Death Rocket, and there's the wall ride, as Owners just delivered silver platter to this Taliyah, who just flashes on top of Gumayusi. And I don't know, I reckon we're packing this one up. You mentioned the fact that T1 just came off a decent performance against Damwon Kia. Guess what Fredit BRION did to Damwon Kia? They beat them, man.
That's right. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at Owner. You know, this is a player who has actually been
right now.
Yeah, and I mean, the numbers getting higher every game, but it's a team that does, in their very rare advantages, keep the lead. And
yeah,
you can see it. Delight is super calm.
All right, well, here's a gang towards the top side, and a very dead Renekton up there. Good killer instinct to come through from Gumayusi.
This is so kind of funny. He's just gonna put the wall up. Gonna guarantee this mid turret.
Oh, okay. Carrier is gonna be able to make it out. As Shirley's going to cram her head into this turret.
Yeah, not actually a guarantee of the mid turret. Guarantees of the charge, but not actually going to be able to get full up here. Well handled by T1.
It is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. T1 fans in the audience, we're not packing it up. But Fredit BRION certainly playing a lot better than we've seen from them in the past. And that is good to see. You want it to be as competitive as possible.
Yeah, you give a turret like this because you have enough of an advantage to where you feel like that's okay.
Well, they can't just keep giving things away. You can see that gap is closing just a little bit. Between Fredit BRION and T1. Playing for this next Drake is probably going to be important, as now Weaver's Wall comes down just to guarantee this outer turret. I really like this play from Fredit BRION, although the wave clear is pretty good, so it looks like they're not going to be able to actually take this one just yet. Zap just wide onto Owner right here. 6-1-3 on this Taliyah, but hasn't been too active since the first successes that he picked up. And with, mid and AD sharing farm in the mid lane, it's not exactly the ideal.
Good reason, showing respect, but the healing does start to add up.
Well, Yaharung just going to slide his way over towards one of his Sand Soldiers. Keep your eye on the Lantern cooldown as well. Delight does have the ability to save a teammate as Hoya putting himself in the front line. Looks like Fredit BRION are getting themselves ready for a fight.
It's going to be so hard to approach this choke point. Might even, they're going to trade objectives here. There's vision,
T1 looking to trade is, I don't think, exactly the greatest option, as it looks like, the Dragon is going to reset, unfortunately, but it looks like Fredit BRION, the priority is going to be on stopping this Baron from going down. Delight in the front line. Misses onto Carrier there.
Carrier's stuck now. He can't get back in. This is actually a huge opportunity for Fredit BRION. Weaver's Wall.
He can find a flank as Hoya off to the side. Does get a few knockups, and the Scion is taken down before he can even taxi his way forward. Henna is going to be eliminated, but Gumayusi suffers the same fate, and T1, they have to peel away the Baron, and they lose the fight. Now they'll lose the Mountain Soul.
This was such a bad decision, I feel, for T1 to actually try to commit here. You can't make a trade like this happen, especially when they have the ability to close in on you like that. Then Carrier's on the flank. He gets zoned out. The Weaver's Wall was available, and they knew that. And yet still tried to make this play. They don't have an insanely fast clear time on the Baron either. Sure, they have the tankiness like you were talking about to maybe try to turn a fight, but when you're getting cut in half like that, you're really banking objective fights. I mean, they have all 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, they're actually
now
going to
just
make this
started
play.
off this Baron. There's the wall to be set up. Gumayusi. Unfortunately, the Killer Instinct comes in, but the Lantern is once again there, and the Baron just stolen away. But now the team fight comes in. The Encore only lands onto 1, but that's a lot of Scion value as Henna has to flash, but does make it to relative safety. Uses his whole health bar, but that's enough. And Voidseeker not going to do it either. So Fredit BRION successful. Round up Fredit BRION.
Carrier
Looking very scary right now.
There's a control word there. Careful.
Minion Waves just sort of going into the void right now as there's a teleport from the Scion.
Okay, here we go.
We're flipping. Looks like T1 are going for a last-ditch effort right now. Hoya is going to have to slice to get himself out of the way. Good Bone Skewer is going to connect as the Charm lands only onto the Renekton. Henna trying to get the autos through as they trade tanks in the front line. Still, the Elder Drake is amongst the fight. Umpty going to get turned on. Does have the Zhonyas, remember, and they just destroy Ona. That's in fact just Umpty that explodes him by himself.
He has 10 stacks. The guy is actually insane. He's got so much damage this game. You can't challenge that. What are
He
you
also
doing?
had his Zhonyas, so he was probably going to be fine anyway, as the Elder is now going to get secured by the Azir of all people. Scoops up Gumayusi. And I have a feeling we've done it. It's the 2-0 for Fredit BRION.
Look at the damage.
Once again over one of our top teams.
Look at the damage here from the Azir in this late game fight. And T1 just could not set up for this. Tanks are traded, and then you challenge. One challenged Humpty. 10 stacks on that Dark Seal.
9-1-5, dude.
I mean, why challenge that? I mean, there's a lot of things went wrong in that fight. Here we go, Atlas. Looks like we are going into the last fight of this game. An 0-2 for T1.
It's just a last-ditch effort there from Zeus, who's now going to try and keep these minions busy as best he can. Carrier doing the same thing as now Ona is going to come back in. Collateral damage used mainly on this minion wave, but my god, the damage. Jinx rips through turrets. She rips through the Nexus, and Fredit BRION rips through T1.